do.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. So we have a lot of people joining us live, so we're super excited about that. But if you're watching the recording, we hope this is very informative, and then you give us a call, and we're ready to book the cruise. So we are Suzanne and Steve Clausen. We are owners
Hello.
of CruiseOne in Show Low, Arizona. Hi, Steve. And on tonight's agenda, and I'll be introducing Erick shortly, but we're gonna tell you about our 10-night Southern Caribbean in 2026. We want to tell you a little bit about our agency, just kind of so you know what we're all about, why you would want to book with us. Erick's going to tell us a little bit about his journey as a winemaker, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the itinerary, all the different places that it goes, and I am going to share with you a little bit about the celebrity experience, what makes them a unique cruise line. And then at the end, we will have pricing so you can see the full pricing and the categories we have available for the sailing. So without further ado, let's keep going on our presentation. I really quickly want to tell you about my agency because some of you might be new to us. We have owned our agency for 12 years. Most of our growth has come through referrals, friends and family, and groups like this. We love doing groups. I'm happy to talk with you on the phone. I'm very accessible. And for me, as a travel agent, a client is never a transaction. In fact, I consider some of the people who were my best friends, the people I initially met as the client travel agent relationship. Steve and I love to travel. With the internet now, we are so lucky because we can run our business from anywhere in the world. And when we travel, we consider research, getting that real firsthand experience, so that then when my clients are going to do something similar, a similar itinerary, I then have that firsthand knowledge to tell them what's going to happen, give them those little insider tips. As a matter of fact, client said, well, I want to contact the hotel in Bucharest in order to get my transfer prearranged. It was like, oh, you don't even have to worry about that. Avalon will arrange that transfer for you. So just an example of how I help my clients. I have been traveling for 49 years. This is my very first cruise, 3-day Bahama. I've been to over 68 cruises, all 7 continents in 84 countries. And again, it's just to say that I'm not a travel agent that sits behind a desk. I have that real world experience. I work on my client's behalf. I have lots of training and certifications within the industry, and I believe there's a cruise line for everybody. So I always try to make sure we have the perfect fit. And I'll tell you the best kept secret in travel. A lot of people don't realize this, that if you are going online and booking just directly on a cruise line, you're actually paying for something that you're not getting. And that is the services of a professional travel advisor like me, because the commission I earn is built into the price, whether you book it directly online and get no customer service, or whether you use me, who provides a full service travel agency experience. So I'm really trying to make it easy to get in touch with me. Phone, email, talk, text. I am known to be extremely responsive to my clients. So here's a couple of pictures from our April wine cruise. We had such a good time. I love working with groups, and wine groups are some of my most favorite because everybody like wine. They just like to have a good time. They're friendly. We're all like-minded. We talk about the wine. It makes for a great experience. And when we do these wine cruises, we like to escort them, because then we're on board to make sure that all your experiences are exceeding your expectations. So Ascension Cellars is our winery that we're partnering for this cruise. Once again, I think this is our 6th or 7th Ascension Cellars cruise. I haven't counted them all up. But Erick will be able to ship his wine to the Celebrity Ascent, and we'll have 4 onboard wine experiences with the wines from his boutique Paso Robles winery on board. So now I'm going to turn it over to Erick and let him take over and tell us a little bit about his journey as a winemaker and what he hopes to do by sharing his wine with you on the cruise.
You're muted, Erick.
How's that?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Well, firstly, I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. That's the most important thing, and I think that what we learned with the group is just it's all about community. And Suzanne just really works her tail off to give us the best experience possible. I honestly, God, don't know how she does it. My journey started a number of years ago in 1991. I grew up in food and wine and just had a passion for it my whole life. I think that if I wasn't a winemaker, I would definitely would have been a chef. And it's just something that just came natural for me. At Ascension Cellars, we are from Paso Robles. Everything is single vineyard estate. We're part of the Cass family of wines. And we make our wine just a little bit differently than they do. We're both sustainable, but we are also, our wines are low in. Uh, Sonia, could you turn down the volume, please? All of our wines are low in sulfur, and they're also naturally low in histamines. And how we do that is we practice what's called unoxidative winemaking. And so we want to make certain that all of our wines are fresh and they'll last literally for the ages, where a lot of wines now are just made to basically be consumed the moment they're released. But for me, it's the one way that I learned how to make wine, and I'm too old to change now. So I think when you have something that works and it's pure to the vineyard, that's the best experience for everybody. We have so much fun on these wine cruises. This will actually just be my second one as host, my third cruise with Suzanne. And I know she'd mentioned that our group has done several that would have been with my partners, Dave and Lisa, which are right as fun. So anytime you're hanging out with Dave and Lisa, you're guaranteed to get into some trouble as well. With our group, I tried to tell you a little bit more about the things like what happens, behind the scenes, how this wine was created, and what I was thinking when I was making it. And so it's just a little bit more in depth as far as the winemaking experience versus just talking about region. In addition to that, we just have a lot of fun. We literally I give away bottles of wine at every different seminar that we do, and there's always wine left over at the end. And so what we do is we put everything together, and we just raffle it off to via lottery to everyone that's there. And yeah, and we just had so much fun doing that.
We had a
And
lot
for
of fun.
me,
So go ahead.
that's what makes all of these so special, and but guaranteed to have a great time without question. One of the things that I did want to bring up this time, as well as in the next couple of seminars that we'll have, is that people who have joined us before on these cruises with Suzanne, whether you sailed with Ascension or not, if you wouldn't mind sending those photos to Suzanne, we're going to do like a welcome aboard photo show. And it would certainly just be so fantastic to have those pictures with us. It's going to be my plan anyway is it's going to be in black and white and just over some music, just thanking everyone for coming and welcoming everyone back. So if and when you have time, if you would mind sending those or forward those to Suzanne, that would be fantastic. So
Great.
we'd really enjoy that.
Great.
And but we do everything we can to literally have the best time ever. And if you're ever in Paso Robles, it's always great to stop on by and say hi.
Okay. I'm definitely going to be calling on you again, Erick, to speak to some of the events that we had, but I want to go over what the actual events are. So this slide's been up a while. Of course, this is our group in April. We all are wearing our official wine tasting team t-shirts. That was a fundraiser that we did for the American Red Cross. It was to provide funds for some of the flood relief in California. So we're wearing our t-shirts, but we had some wonderful events on board. We have 4 wine tasting events. We'll go into those in more detail. We always get discounted group rates. And again, I'll be going to that in more detail. And it's just so much fun. So let's talk about the groups. So it's a chance to sell with other like-minded wine enthusiasts. That's what makes it so fun. Erick was talking about community. We would enjoy the wines that Erick brought on board. We also would enjoy the wines that were included as part of our beverage package, and we would compare and contrast, and everybody would, take a smell, and we're like, okay, what are you getting on that? And just making a lot of fun and in a non-pretentious way. I mean, in like a way that's just like like Erick said, community and fun. Erick's wines are fabulous. They're premium Rhone and Bordeaux style blends. So I don't know if you want to just speak a little bit about the style of wine that you make, Erick.
Yeah, as far as the wines that I make, they're all about aromatics and just being fresh and delicious. That's one of the things that myself and the Densmores have always made a point, that all of our wines were going to be the best that we can possibly make them. And so for me, I love making Rhone and Bordeaux varietals. I fell in love with Châteauneuf du Pape in that area in 1991, and I've been fortunate enough to go back multiple times and visit many of the wineries from my youth there. And so when I make my wines, that's kind of one of the things. They're memories for me. So it's really great to be able to share these memories with you. On the Cass property, we have 12 different varietals. We have 5 of the major Bordeaux varietals, which are Cab, Cab Franc, Malbec, Merlot, and Petit Verdot. And then in addition to that, we have 7 absolutely gorgeous Rhone varietals. The first 3 are white, which is Marsanne, Roussanne, and Viognier. And then we have Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre, and then Petit Syrah, which is also known as Durif. And I fell in love with the art of blending, just like someone would fall in love with cooking and just kind of freestyling. And for me, that's part of the general appreciation and the love that I have for wine, and just also the community that I work with. I'll tell you that the folks in Paso Robles are all phenomenal people, and if you ever need anything, you could just reach out, and someone's always there and ready, willing, and able and eager to help at any given point. And so that's just the love and the joy that goes literally into every single bottle. I rarely do a 100% single varietal. The only 2 that I have are Mayhem Syrah, and then we also have a brand new wine that we debuted on the last cruise, which is our Inos Cab, and which is absolutely gorgeous. Last time I made a single varietal cab was 2011. So I made it in 2010, 2011. And then I just really went back into blends and just doing nothing but blends. So I was really excited to debut that. And so part of the excitement of these cruises for me is just to bring barrel samples. I bottled 2 wines specifically just for the cruise, which was our newest shining star, as well as the Inos Cab. And it was just a joy to be able to debut those. And some of the fun things I have planned, I'm hoping to do to bring some port along with the next cruise. And we're going to do some cheese pairings with that, and that'll be a blast.
Oh, wow.
But
nice.
Yeah.
Well, so for those of you that are attending, haven't done one of our cruises, our wine lovers group is limited to like 110. On the Edge class ships, we might be able to go a little bit higher than that, but it's going to be 100, 110 guests just in our group. And all of our events are private to those guests. So the rest of the people on the cruise do not get to come to our wine tasting. It's only if you're booked through my group. And here are the amenities we have exclusively for people.
When we did in April of 24, we had 104 people at. So we're
104. We had 104. Yeah.
Erick wants to go for a lot more this time. We'll see.
Yeah. So we'll see. So we have discounted 2 perk refundable deposit rates, and I'll go into that later. We have a meet and greet wine reception where everybody gets to taste 2 to 4 varietals of the Ascension Cellars wines. Then we have 2 wine appreciation seminars, and these are held in one of the 4 dining rooms that they have. They set us up with placemats and wine glasses and pour the wine for us and talk to us about Erick really pours his heart out and tells us about what's in the wine. And then my favorite event is our food and wine pairing luncheon. They set the tables all up. We have 4 or 5 different types of wine, and they're each designed to match with each course that celebrities prepared. So most recently, Erick did a library wine tasting and a vertical wine tasting seminar. Do I have that right? And of course, he's going to have a lot of incredible new wines for us to try in 2026. I have some pictures of our welcome reception. They had it out on one of the open decks. Yeah, it was.
We're sailing away from Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, we're sailing away. It was beautiful views, but there wasn't much shade. We're going to try to tweak that a little bit. But then we had the tasting seminar. So I believe this is our first one. We had the rosé and then 2 red varietals that we got to try. And so just really nice events. You see Celebrity sets it up with the tablecloths. Their sommelier staff pours all the wine, gets it all ready for us. I mean, they just do an excellent job of taking care of us. And then again, this is actually a different picture. It looks the same, but it's a different picture of the same group. And then Erick is so gregarious because he does such a great job of just going around and talking personally with every single table and every single group of people, makes them feel welcome, allows them to ask questions of him about his wine and that kind of thing. So, and then Erick, if you could just tell us what Marla is, or is that Marla Carl?
Yep, she's right there too. She's here.
Marla, she's here. Okay, what she's holding in her hand there with the bottle, it was one of our raffle prizes.
Yeah, so we were very fortunate, dear friends of ours, Mark and Kim. They live in San Clemente, and Mark has an etching business, and he was kind enough to etch a bunch of large format bottles for us. And so this is the 2014 Messenger GSM, and we did a red bottle, a gold bottle, and a silver bottle. I think we actually ended up doing 2 of the silver bottles. I loosely say we. I was there watching and helped a little bit, but it was all Mark, and it was just so fun to see. And so that's one of the things that made it special. So we etched these bottles just for the cruise, and so that's part of the plan again is to bring some large formats on, and then other special library wines that
like Marla still hasn't opened it yet.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Save it for something special. So all right,
life is special every day. You know, but yeah, so we just had so much fun, and so my thanks to Mark and Cam, and they were kind enough to bring 6 couples with them that were friends of theirs, and we just totally had a blast, and just so appreciative. Just to everyone that was part of the experience, and we enjoyed doing a few of the outings with people as well. We did a speedboat day that was just a total blast, and but also some walking tours and just some of the other things that really made the whole event special. And we're just so excited about this particular cruise because we get to spend enough time at sea, getting to know each other and doing things together, which is so fantastic. And then also these longer port stays, which is ideal as well. So yeah, it's going to be just a true joy.
That brings us to this next slide, which is good lead into our itinerary. So the nice thing is, look, you see that the beginning and the end of the cruise is sea days. That's when we do our wine tasting events. So that allows you, when you visit all these beautiful, let's see, it's 5 Caribbean islands.
Southern Caribbean, yeah.
Yes, Southern Caribbean islands, you are going to be able to not have to worry about rushing back to the ship. Enjoy your full day in the island because we have no events on island days. That allows people in our group to have a wonderful time. As we get closer, I may look into seeing if I can set up some private group excursions. But with a large group, it gets to be a little bit hard because some of those suppliers that do the smaller group excursions just can't accommodate a large group. But we'll see. You know, it have to be inside of a year, so it'll at least be March of next year before I am able to look into that and get you some ideas. But I'm going to go through each of the islands really quickly for you. So Tortola's in the British Virgin Islands. It is like a paradise of nature. You can go sailing, paddleboarding, snorkeling, scuba, rainforest hiking. They have beautiful white sand beaches, and probably the beaches and the clear waters are what it's mostly known for. Just a beautiful place to visit. Antigua. Now, this is my picture. And Steve, if you can just say hello for a second so people can see the picture behind you.
See my background, same thing, but it's not our picture.
Yeah, that's a picture we got from a photo service. This is actually my picture I took a couple years ago. Antigua has 365 beaches, so you could go live there in a year and go to a different beach every day. This is taken from Shirley Heights. And it is, to me, that's the must-do thing that you need to do when you're in Antigua, is to go up to this vista and see this. You may remember, if you're a child of the 80s like me, the Duran Duran video, Rio, when they're sailing on a sailboat and there's a woman running through the jungle and on the beaches and stuff. Filmed here in Antigua, and you actually see this panorama in that video as well. The other historic place that people like to visit is Nelson's Dockyard. This was a British dockyard where ships were repaired. It's kind of like a British Navy base during colonial times. And the guides that are there, it's the national park, they give you the whole history, warts and all about people who are conscripted. They've got drunk at a bar, and the next thing they know, they're doing a 3-year contract in the Caribbean of hard labor. So very interesting. Nelson Stockyard's a great place to visit. We also visit Barbados. It, of course, is known for its colorful buildings, but its beautiful beaches. Yeah, home of Rihanna. As a matter of fact, if you take a tour, your tour guide will likely mention international superstar and beauty mogul Rihanna many times during your tour. They are very proud that Rihanna is from their island. And whether you do a beach snorkel, there's a beach, it's a bay, it's called Carlisle Bay, and there are 3 or 4 sunken wrecks, which of course create an artificial reef for the different species of fish. And if you're lucky, you might see a sea turtle. This is a wonderful thing to do if you're into the snorkeling in the water. And again, there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can do it on smaller boats like this, which are going to be smaller groups, or there are large boats that work with the cruise lines, and you're with a larger group, but a little bit more convenient if it's booked directly through the cruise line. You might also want to do the Circle Island tour, because the island is kind of mountainous on one side and kind of gentle sloping on the other side. And you'll visit the windmills, mahogany forests, there's Baths of Bathsheba, botanical gardens, there are historical defense vistas. So Barbados is definitely someplace, worth taking your time to see. Next island is St. Lucia. And I think it's one of the most beautiful islands because of its stark volcanic geography or geology, but that's probably the right word. So Celebrity offers a sail and tour. So you actually take a sailboat down to this bay where the pitons are, and then you get a bus and they drive you through the center islands back. Or you can do it reversed. Sometimes you'll drive first and then sail back. Sometimes the cruise lines, when they're leaving, will sail down by the pitons so you get to see them. But if you want to make sure that you see these pitons, because they are the most iconic, emblematic part of St. Lucia, you definitely want to take a tour. There's tours where you can do sea kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding. We actually dock at the other end of the island. So if you want to visit some of these thermal features like the thermal waterfalls or the mud baths, you're going to need to get an excursion that's going to take you to the Soufriere side of the island. Either side is beautiful, but I think people always want to see those pitons because they are so emblematic. So next we have the islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. And if you look at this middle picture, this is actually the peninsula of St. Kitts, and then the island over there, that volcano, is Nevis. They are one country, but 2 islands, and they have transitioned from being an all sugarcane plantation economy to tourism since the 1970s, and they actually ceased production of sugar in 2005. So their main economy is from tourism. One of the things they did is they converted their old sugarcane train into a tourist train. It offers a Circle Island tour. I did this in 2021. It was really beautiful, something that I really liked. But there's so many other things. There's a beautiful bay. If I go back one slide, there's a bay. It's right here in front of these hills here. One of the most beautiful beaches in the area. So lots of things. Is that where the
beach club is, Suzanne?
There's a beach club there that you can buy an excursion to and just hang out at the beach club. They have food and drinks and everything, hang out there all day. So that gives you an idea of what the itinerary is like. Again, we have those 2 days for our wonderful fellowship and wine tasting events, then some sea days, and then we'll probably have the food and wine pairing on one of these last sea days. Going to be a great experience. But now I want to tell you a little bit about Celebrity, because Celebrity has launched a new marketing campaign, and it's called Nothing Comes Close. And basically that you'll never want a vacation any other way, because everything they do is so elevated, nothing really comes close. And elevated, it means that they are exceeding expectations of what a premium vacation is. And it can be indulging your senses, your curiosity through an elevated journey. That's kind of their elevator speech at Celebrity right now. Again, their new pitch is you'll never want a vacation any other way. They are an award-winning cruise line. They sail to 300 destinations. They have 16 ships. They visit all 7 continents. They exist to open up the world so you can discover the best version of yourself. How great is that? That sounds like a reason to drink wine. I drink wine to discover the best version of myself. And again, they strive to provide the best premium vacation possible. They're even rated by Ford's Travel Guide. They have 4-star rated ships, the Ascent, which we're going to be on, the Apex, the Millennium, and the Flora. There are 15 resorts at sea worldwide that have earned an official Forbes Travel Guide rating, and Celebrity Cruises has earned 8 of them. They actually train all of their employees through the Forbes Travel Institute, and they learn all their customer service, responsiveness, all those kinds of techniques through Forbes. And that's one of the reasons Celebrity said, hey, we want you to rate us. We think we're right up there with the world's top resorts. So who is Celebrity for? If your favorite part of traveling is trying local cuisines and the best restaurant of any place you visit, Celebrity is a great choice. If you are a cultural enthusiast, that's probably me, because like if I can go to a cultural dance performance, I am so happy. That's my favorite way to experience a destination. And Celebrity will take you to those spots where you can see folkloric performances, music, important historical sites, museums, all those kind of things. So you get that really, really immersive feel for the destination. If you like to travel on your own terms, Celebrity is a great cruise for you. You can live like a local and explore more than just the landmarks. And if you are an indulgence seeker, your vacation is about treating yourself. Do you remember on, was it Parks and Rec? They'd go treat yourself. They'd go have a spa day. If your vacation is about just treating yourself because of all the hard work you've put in, Celebrity is a great cruise for you. So again, talking about that destination, they have excellence in food and drink. They have elevated hospitality. The Flair show in the Martini Bar is one of my favorite ones, and their beautiful designs on their ship are impeccable. And again, they have great live shows and entertainment. So you can do a little exploring, or sometimes you might just want to sit down and relax in your beautiful veranda and have a glass of champagne and a pastry and stare at the ocean. So here's a look at their ships. The ship that we're going on is an Edge class ships. There's 5 with the Excel debuting in 2025. We're on the Ascent, which is the newest one. And then they have a couple of smaller ships. They have the Solstice class ships, which are some of my favorite. I've probably sailed Solstice class more than anything. And the Galapagos. Now, they actually sold 2 of their fleet in Galapagos, and they just have this beautiful Celebrity all-suite Flora in the Galapagos. Here's just a little picture, kind of gives you an idea of what Celebrity is all about. It's, again, that elevated premium experience, 300 destinations across 70 countries. And they're a unique combination of big ship extravagance with smaller ship intimacy. So very nice cruise experience. Activities and parties. They have fun activities like the silent disco, which you got to do. It's just hysterical. They have trivia. They have the safe archery. They even did curling. They had like these plastic curling boards, like the Olympic ice curling, and they had a little contest for that. They sometimes on their longer voyages, they have a queen night, they have an ABBA night. They just make it a lot of fun. And this particular venue is the Jazz Joint. It is one of the smaller clubs where they have it's a speakeasy production show that's all 1920s jazz themed. So they do a lot of these innovative type productions. This was when we went to the debut of the Celebrity Ascent, and we actually got to see the debut of the show called Bridges. It was really cool because, and I don't have a picture of it, they had this graphic where all of these beautiful bridges, like the London Tower Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge and the bridge, one of the bridges in New York, and they would play California theme songs for the Golden Gate Bridge. They did hip hop music for the New York Bridge and classic English pop for the London Tower Bridge. Just was really good. And you can't really see it in this picture of this guy here, but they are tap dancing. And that is an art form you don't see too often on a cruise ship, and it's one of my favorites. So they have those smaller shows with the tap dancing. Gourmet dining experience. We love the dining experience in Celebrity, and I would like to say that you could dine in the main dining room every night and you would not be disappointed. The buffets have a wonderful worldwide selection of food. They often feature different international themes. So like one day it might be British pub food. The next day it might be Italian. So you could always get a wonderful, delicious meal. And then the specialty dining, there are, and I'll go into the next slide, the specialty dining. There are 7 specialty dining restaurants. At least these are the main ones. There might even be some smaller ones on there that I didn't mention. But they have this ship and the Beyond have the only Daniel Boulud restaurant at sea. It's called Le Voyage. Steve and I have eaten there. Absolutely amazing experience. Fine Cut Steakhouse. We ate there a bunch of times on our last cruise. We treated the whole family. It was very good. Le Grand Bistro is a French cafe in the afternoon for lunch, and it becomes La Petite Chef in the evening, which is an animated presentation where this little animated chef makes a dish, and then the waiters magically come to you with the real dish. It's very cute. Prawn 5 has sushi a la carte, as well as oysters on the half shell, other kinds of seafood. The Rooftop Garden is kind of a barbecue venue, and Eden. So I have to confess, I have not been able to get Steve to go to Eden with me. And I was like, Steve, you gotta go to Eden. Yes. So he was like, well, it just seems like it's just like weird food and whatever. So my daughter and her boyfriend, they booked the tasting venue in Eden on the cruise that we did in April. They literally came away from that experience talking about it for 5 days, saying it was the best food they've ever had. And both of them are foodies. I mean, they both cook and are connoisseurs and watch cooking
wait,
shows.
she's a vegan. She can't be a foodie, right?
Well, so they have a vegan tasting menu. So that's the really cool thing. And she said she didn't even miss the meat. You know, I mean, obviously she hasn't had meat in what, 6, 7 years, 8 years. But anyway, it was very good food. And he's a meat eater. So that he got the regular tasting menu, the carnivore tasting menu. She got the vegan one. They said it was absolutely wonderful. And that's right back here. This is the lovely venue that the Eden restaurant is in. Grand Plaza with Martini Bar. This is really the hub of the ship. They have the flair show in here twice a night. The martini bartenders juggle things. They do one of those big pours with the martini. They have the silent disco in here. They have live band performances. Really great place. They have a gorgeous resort deck on this ship, and this doesn't even touch the surface. You can see there are martini-shaped hot tubs up here. There's a light show. They have parties out here during the day. They have activities, and sometimes you can just chill out here. So they also have a covered atrium pool as well. So that's the main resort deck. The Magic Carpet is a cantilevered platform, and most of the time it stays up here on this top level as an observation deck. But when you're in a port that requires tendering, it comes all the way down and becomes a tender platform where basically you just walk off the ship. It's usually when you're tendering, you're in a cramped area and there's lots of traffic and it's crowded. And on the Celebrity Edge class ships, which the Ascent is, they really thought that through so that there's not an issue when you have to tender. And they have these tender boats that have forward-facing seats with pads. I mean, they're like
first class seats on an airplane.
Yeah, I mean, they're really nice, really nice.
And a couple nights on a cruise, the Magic Carpet doubles as a specialty restaurant too. You can get a nice meal out there.
Yeah. So what do the cabins look like? So I just did a quick shot of the cabins that we're holding in our inventory. This is the same layout and design for the concierge class, the standard balcony, and the aqua class. And I'll go into what that is later. But they're 243 square feet. Um, there's a competitor in the premium market, but their standard cabins are a lot smaller than this. You have to go to their mini suites to get a sofa and to get this much space, and large bathrooms. Look how large that bathroom is, and a full-size shower. And there's two layouts. So every other cabin is going to be bed by the closet or bed by the window and the infinite veranda. This area here, there's bifold doors that close up, and you close those behind you, and you put down your window, you have an outdoor balcony. But you can open those bifold doors and the whole room can be open to the outdoors. So it's really incredible use of flex space. Also, if it's the weather's bad, you put up the window, you open those bifold doors, and you have a weather protected sitting area. So kind of the best of both worlds. If you would like to splurge on yourself, you're really going to treat yourself, Celebrity has some amazing suites on this class of ship. I just picked out my favorite one. It's the Edge Villa Suite. There's all different kinds of suites available, starting from the basic Sky Suite to the iconic suite, which is like 2,500 square feet. It's like bigger than my house. This just gives you an idea, an Edge Villa Suite. And there it is. The Edge Villa Suite even has its own little plunge pool and a nice deck area, living area, dining. It's an amazing space. So if you really want to splurge, Celebrity does offer that suite class. And let me go back to that. It has its own exclusive restaurant and lounge area and pool area. So that's called the Retreat, and it's exclusively for the folks who book into this area. So it's like a ship within a ship for people who want to have the suites on Celebrity. So now I'm going to get to share with you about group rates, which we're always super excited to share because our group rates include the drinks package and the Wi-Fi package. It's already bundled into the rate, and it has a refundable deposit. So what that means, I mean, this cruise is out in 2026. You're going to put your $900 refundable deposit down, and up until 90 days before departure, you have the flexibility to cancel the cruise and get your $900 back. You know, you never know what could happen. Your niece could schedule her wedding for this weekend in 2025, and you don't even know, in 2026, and you don't know about it. So up until 90 days before sailing, you do have the flexibility of getting that deposit completely refunded back to you. And also with all those inclusions and the savings of the group rates, it's a much better value. Now, to be fully transparent, Celebrity offers you a lot of different ways to book your cruise. So our group rates, which are here on the bottom of this, they are refundable deposits with drinks and Wi-Fi. But the lowest price rate you're ever going to see is the no perk, non-refundable deposit rate. And what that means is you put your $900 down, you can reschedule your cruise, and they'll move $700 to your next cruise with a $200 penalty, but you're never going to get your $900 back. Never going to be back in your pocket. They also have a drinks and Wi-Fi rate with a non-refundable deposit. They have a no perk refundable, a drinks and Wi-Fi refundable, and occasionally, strategically, they offer senior rates, state rates, military rates, a bunch of different ones. So that's where I come in because I do this every single day. I book Celebrity all the time. I'm going to help you sort through all this confusion and help you make sure that we've got the right rate for you. And then on top of that, this is exciting. They've got a flash sale going on tomorrow and Wednesday. And if you book now on our wine groups, it's all veranda and above. So I can't book you in an inside or an ocean view, but if you book a veranda or above, you're going to get $250 off the total price of the cabin. And now I'm going to share with you the rates that we have. So I would say 95% of my clients book with the 2 perk group rates that I have. So you're going to have drinks and Wi-Fi included, and you're going to have a refundable deposit. We would compare that to the lowest rate, because if you go on the Celebrity website and you search for this sailing, you're going to see these rates and you're going to go, Suzanne, why are you charging so much more than Celebrity? Well, it's because this is a no perk, non-refundable rate. So I'm being transparent. I want you to know those are out there. Absolutely. I can book you at those rates. There's no problem with me booking these rates, but the better value is the one with the drinks and the Wi-Fi.
I will say, just to interrupt for just a moment,
uh-huh.
without a question and without any doubt at all, this is the best way, especially if you're going to be going on a wine cruise. It's fantastic, and you don't have that surprise at the end of the cruise, which diminishes the great time that you had. So, being blessed to have gone on many cruises in the past, it truly is the best overall value. And then there's always upgrades that you can do, of course, when you before we sail, and then also when we board. But this is overall the best value without question. I've had friends of mine who have done similar cruises, and they paid so much more for so much less, and so it's such a great deal.
Yeah, and I did the math on this. For as little as $42 per day, you can get the drink package, which includes beer, wine, mixed drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, bottled water, coffee, all those kind of things. You can get that up to $10 per serving, unlimited serving. If you want to upgrade, they sometimes put that on sale. So it varies in price, but you can upgrade to the next level of the package, which is $15 per serving. But you can always just pay the difference. So if you want to have one special drink a day, it's only going to cost you, $5, $6 a day to get, something a little fancier than what's included in the regular package. But
then you
I did the math.
Group price there to the last column, which is Celebrity's price for 2 perks, the same perks, drinks and Wi-Fi, but a non-refundable rate. And we're cheaper than that with a refundable rate. If you go with Celebrity with 2 perk refundable, it's even higher.
Yeah. So it's a huge way. It's a huge savings. Gives you flexibility. Now, I had a lot of concierge class, but everybody that was on our cruise in April was in concierge class. The rooms are exactly the same. It's just location on the ship, but they ended up booking. So we had a lot of people in April book for 2026. So that's why
we started with 60 cabins, and we've got 20 cabins booked already. And so this is what we've got left, which is some good cabins.
Now we still have these great unobstructed infinite veranda cabins. They're exactly the same size, still in good locations. I mean, we're a year and a half out of the cruise. So lots of good opportunities to book you in a good location in a nice cabin. And again, drinks and Wi-Fi included.
We have the ability to go get some more concierge class cabins. They'll be slightly higher than what you see here. And so that's really just a question of, do you really want concierge or just the E1, E2, which is the standard brand is.
Yeah. And the suites. Of course, if somebody would like to be in the suite class, we had 2 couples that were on our last cruise that were in suite class. They loved it. They had a really nice experience. They enjoyed the Lumine dining. They enjoyed the group events too, but they had their own private dining experience. So it was a little different than dining with a group, but still it worked for them. And the same with, I should mention that the Aqua Class. Aqua Class has its own private dining room, which is exclusive to guests in the Aqua Class. It also has some spa amenities and just a couple other little different amenities that have to do with it being Aqua Class, which is kind of their spa class. Well, really quickly, I'm going to go over other groups and then we'll do a recap. We do a lot more than this. If you want to go in 2024, I have a tribute to Liza Minnelli and a fundraiser for the ALS Association. I'm pictured here with my good friend Cheryl and her husband, Ismail, who lived for over 45 years with ALS, but passed away sadly about 3 years ago. Wonderful couple, and I used to do local fundraisers for them. My hobby, it's a weird thing, I know. I'm a Liza Minnelli impersonator, and I sing live as Liza, or tribute artist, I guess that's what it is. So we're going to have a fun.
Showed up at the 24 Ascension Cellars.
She did. She usually shows up and sings for everybody, so it's kind of fun. And just so to give you a little lowdown on the ALS, every cabin, there's going to be a $100 donation to the ALS Association. And then for every 8 cabins, we'll earn a little bonus, approximately $1,000. And again, we're going to have some special themed events on board to celebrate Liza's life and her legacy, And also Cheryl, who is a author of a book, is going to share her book that she wrote about living with ALS for 45 years with her husband, Ismail. If you were interested in doing wine tasting in Australia and New Zealand, we have 2 fabulous group cruises there. That gives you an idea of what the pricing's like. One is basically you cover all of New Zealand, and then the other one is the whole southern region of Australia. And they're back to back.
So you can book back, yeah.
One or both or neither. No, we'd rather do one or both. No, neither. Well, come and join us. Call me. I can give you a quote on that. We have a couple of escorted wine-themed river cruises. We're doing Avalon Waterways in Bordeaux in 2025. And we're doing the Alma Magna. We've partnered with an Arizona winery, a little closer to home, that is going to be their North American wine host, comparing the European wines, the old world wines to the new world wines. Basically, that's kind of the theme of that one.
You can do both those back to back too.
Yeah, you can. Antarctica, 2 ways. So we have done the Celebrity Antarctic Scenic Sailing Experience twice. It was so fabulous, we decided we had to go do it with a landing. And so we've got a group going in 2026 that's going to be doing the scenic sailing on Celebrity. We also have an expedition cruise that's going to be doing continental landings on Zodiacs and even crossing the Antarctic Circle. Oh, I put it Arctic. It should be Antarctic.
Was that whoops?
Whoops, typo. But anyway, if that's something you're interested in, call me, let me know. We also have a wonderful cruise in 25 to Iceland. Fabulous itinerary. We were building a nice group for this one. And again, we have that $250 off the total price of the cabin if you book tomorrow or Wednesday. So we're going to sum it all up. Discounted, inclusive drinks and Wi-Fi pricing. 4 amazing wine tasting events hosted by Erick, because he is so wonderful. I mean, I was just blown away by how much fun Erick made it. Again, the fun and friendship with like-minded wine enthusiasts. We drank a lot of wine on this cruise, just saying. And 4, it's actually 5, I can't count, 5 of the most beautiful Caribbean islands. And again, that elevated overall experience with Celebrity Cruise. And Erick, I'll let you add just your thoughts here.
Oh, I just wanted to say that if you want to plan your holiday and just have just an exceptional time and enjoy the fact that you're being well taken care of, this is definitely the time for you. We have had so much fun doing this, and just so blessed to be able to spend time with so many different people and get to know them just a little bit better. And for us, that experience was just priceless. And I really look forward to seeing everyone again soon and spending time with you all. And that's the thing that makes it super exciting about just having this little bit longer of a time together and more at sea days, is just to be able to share and bond and literally get to know each other. I truly look forward to it. There's really not a question that you can't ask. I just have so much fun talking about wine, and I do a better job unscripted than I do scripted, and just because that's just kind of the way life really is, so I really look forward to seeing everyone. There are so many perks as well and advantages to booking early, so meaning that you just get those cabins and the little things that you want. And I'm just truly excited to be able to have this opportunity to spend with everyone once again. So thank you for considering. Thank you for all those who have booked, and again, thank you for the ones that will be.
Well, wonderful. Well, so how do I book? So give me a call. My phone number is right there on the screen, 805-210-5327. I'm happy to talk to you about which rate code works better for you, to do the math with you, pick the cabin, let you, work with you completely to get you all situated, make this a wonderful experience. I'm an expert on Celebrity Cruises, so I know all the little ins and outs, like which cabins are good and which ones aren't. We do need to book you in balcony and above. That is a requirement Celebrity has for the wine groups, because they give us so many free things. They do, they really, really step out of the box of the ordinary and create just a unique, wonderful onboard experience with the most incredible hospitality that you can imagine. When you are part of a wine group, you are truly a VIP with Celebrity. So wonderful experience. Again, our agency, Steve and I have owned our agency for 12 years. We love taking care of our groups. We are so easy
Isn't
to
it
work
13
with.
next month?
No, it'll be 12 because we started in 2012.
Okay.
So it'll be 12. This is our 12th year. So we'll be starting our 13th year next month. Yeah. But we love taking care of our clients. It's a labor of love for us, and we'd love to help you plan this vacation. So it's still a little bit early if you want to call and get
Well,
started.
I'll also mention that later this evening, you'll get an email thanking you for attending the webinar. In that email will be a link to the recording of this webinar. So if you want to watch it again, or if you had specific parts you wanted to check out, or if you had some friends or family you wanted to share it with that might be interested in going along with you. So that'll come out later this evening. And also have a link back to the information page that we had out there earlier.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we stop the recording now, and then we'll open it up to questions so that people can ask their questions without fear of being recorded.